Everyone, I'm Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 25 of my favorite 31 keyboard players of all time, crossing all genres: rock, pop, prog, metal, hard rock, classic rock, fusion, jazz, blues, country, electronic, dubstep, disco, you name it. Our favorite keyboard players in the entire universe of all time. 31 ranked, going all the way to number one on the 31st of July here. So today for pick number 25, this is a guy I almost forgot about in this list when I was putting together my initial list. And I was like, oh shit, how can I forget this amazing, amazing player who's, I will be the first to admit, I own a lot of his albums and the band that he fronted. But I often kind of forget about this band. And then when I go back and listen, I'm like, holy shit, why don't I listen to more of Manfred Mann's Earth Band? Manfred Mann is my pick for today, pick number 25. What an incredible player, whether he's playing Hammond organ or Mini Moog synthesizer or Mellotron or piano, whatever. This guy is the real deal. And I've always thought one of those under the radar guys when people are talking about the great keyboard players of all time and like rock especially. Um, and doing it since the 60s, right? I mean, just going way back. And again, getting ready to put this list together of my favorite albums and favorite song was really, really difficult because there's like a run of Manfred Mann Earth Band albums to me that are just so great. And again, so great. And a lot of times I just forget about them because they're really proggy and they're most of them are pretty heavy, like Deep Purple, Uriah Heep heavy. And I often forget just how great some of these albums are. And I believe picking him today and going trying to figure out like what albums I'm going to pick is going to set me off on a Manfred Mann's Earth Band binge for the next couple of days, which is not a bad thing, I will say. Not a bad thing at all. All right, so Man for Man is my pick. Let's talk about the albums. Let me take him off the stage and get rid of the Prezi app. We don't need that anymore. So my first pick is going to be this Dynamite album that's called Solar Fire. Uh, yeah, I mean, where to begin here? This is, really proggy album, but again, it's got some serious bite to it. Mick Rogers on guitars and vocals, man, that guy, nobody ever talks about him. Really good guitar player, great riff guy, nasty, nasty tone too. Just got that nasty kind of dirty blues rock tone, but heft to it. I mean, Father a Day, Father a Night is so good in the beginning. Uh, the title track Solar Fire is great. And how about, Saturn, Lord of the Ring, and then Earth, the Circle part, different parts of that. Just so good. Loads of great organ, right? There's Mellotron on this album, or is that on Nightingales and Barbers? I think there's plenty of Mellotron on here. There's like a space rock vibe to some of this too, but it's pretty rocking in spots. And like I said, very, very proggy. And his playing is all over this. And I think he was, him and Mick together, a really good matchup. He had the kind of heavy, gritty guitars and loads of Hammond organ and then the creepy Mellotron and then his early experimentation with the Mini Moog is really, really good on this album. So very cool. That's my first pick. Second, I'm going to go with Nightingales and Bombers. Yeah, terrific. Again, more great. This Hammond organ work is so good. Me and Hammond organ, right? Uh, their take on the Bruce Springsteen classic Spirits in the Night is so good. He had a great way of covering Bruce. And in most cases, I like Manfred's covers versions better than Bruce's versions. Spirits in the Night is great on here. You got Countdown, Crossfade is so good. Time is Right. And then, of course, the title track is just absolutely amazing. For a lot of prog rock fans, they generally gravitate towards these albums that I'm going to talk about. But there's some, really good, just hard rock stuff in this era as well that you should not sleep on. There's albums I'm not going to mention in this long run. There's probably like 6 or 7 albums that are just absolutely outstanding. I won't get to mention them all, but they're all really, really great. So yeah, that's going to be my pick number two, Nightingales and Bombers. And then I have to go with his most commercially successful album, which is The Roaring Silence. It's great. It's really good. Again, it's hard rock. It's rock. The rock is a little bit of pop on here. There's great prog on here, of course. The amazing cover of Blinded by the Light. And I almost picked that as my favorite song. It is probably my favorite song because it's so great. Even for his keyboards and the guitars are so, I mean, that Moog solo is just, it's amazing. And all those textures he does, all those cool sounds, just absolutely brilliant. But, singing the dolphin through is just gorgeous. Great textures on there. Uh, so much other, Starbird is great on here. This Side of Paradise, The Road to Babylon is kick-ass, really good. And probably the best sounding album out of all of them. So yeah, The Roaring Silence is my pick number three. I wanted to pick like individual songs from these albums as my favorite song, but I wanted to go a little bit different, a little different way, um, and pick something from an album that I was felt really bad that I couldn't squeeze into the top three. And I'm going to pick the title track to Messin, which is just so kick-ass. It's heavy. It's like Deep Purple Uriah Heep heavy. Amazing Hammond organ on it. And then he does this cool little mini Moog solo later in the track too, which is just so wicked and so good. I mean, this is a really great album. You know, Cloudy Eyes is terrific. Another great example of how good his keyboard playing is. But Sad Joy is so good on here. Black and Blue, Buddha is terrific. Just a great album. I mean, these albums are so good because again, they're hard rock, they're prog rock, they're a little pop rock. There's a little bits of fusion in some of this stuff as well. It's just amazing, amazing stuff. And the instrumental arrangements, musically spot on. Vocals are great too, but man, just so good. I like that these albums rock as well. They got a little more commercial going forward after the Roaring Silence, but still great stuff on there and great musicianship. Amazing. How cool are these album covers too? I mean, just awesome stuff. So anyway, that's my pick. So I'm going to go with the title track to Messin as my favorite song featuring his keyboard skills, just for the Hammond organ and that Moog solo alone, just dynamite, dynamite stuff. And then my favorite albums are going to be Solar Fire, Nightingales and Bombers, and The Roaring Silence. But man, I could pick, Glorified, Magnified, could pick that too. I mean, there's so many great choices here in this run that I could have picked. They're all winners in my book. So it's like, you ask me tomorrow, I could pick three different ones, but whatever. So let us know what you think of Manfred Mann down in the comments below. I've seen some of you pick him already, so he's not forgotten at all. And list your pick for today. Pick number 25. It's not day number 25, it's pick number 25 because we're going counting back right to number one. So thanks for watching, everybody. Coming up here on the channel, we've got the Hudson Valley Squares tonight. We're going to be talking about each one of us are picking our three favorite solo albums from members of prominent hard rock and metal bands. So that's coming up tonight, solo album evening. We're going to discuss favorite solo albums. We've also got Ken Golden's doing a episode of The Listening Room. That'll be coming up just a little bit before Hudson Valley Squares tonight. So you got a double shot of programming tonight. Tomorrow is In the Prague Seat. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite bands from Norway. Yes, it's all about Norway tomorrow on In the Prague Seat. So that's coming up. Don't miss that. And then new album reviews coming up. I'm going to make a point this week is all going to be about Laser's Edge. So Ken's going to be very happy. All about Laser's Edge albums this week. We got the brand new one from Philosophobia on Ken's Sensory label, prog metal label. And then we've got the brand new one from Agra Pelter on Laser's Edge. So two releases, going to be highlighting those this week. But on tap, I've got new Jacko Joksic. I've got the new Steve Hackett live album. I've got the brand new Trigger. I've got new Night Stalker and Motor Psycho and a whole bunch of other things. So I'm going to try and get to stuff as much as possible. And then I'm really going to hopefully get caught up next week because next week I'll be taking time off, vacation time, and I'm going to try and plow through a lot of these new releases that I've been kind of sitting on. So yeah, lots of new reviews of new albums coming. Don't miss any of them. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we have the links to our Ko-Fi page, our channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options. Thanks in advance for all your support, folks. Greatly appreciated. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.